and love, family. This is Jonathan Piper, the second Family Engagement Coordinator here on the Kingmakers of Oakland podcast. I am joined by Principal Sharonda of Interagency in Seattle, Washington. That's a high school. How did you hear about Kingmakers of Oakland?
Thank you for having me here today. It's been an amazing experience at my first Kingmakers conference, so I just wanted to lead with that before I got into the interview.
Thank you, yes.
So what did I learn?
Yes, please tell me, what did you learn while you were here, but also how did you hear about Kingmakers of Oakland?
I came to Interagency in 2019 as an assistant principal, and Kingmakers was already there, being facilitated by the amazing King Emery Walters. And so I've just been impressed with the program and the way that they engage our youth. And so just seeing it in real life and real time every day as an assistant principal. So that's how I came to know Kingmakers.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that. Well, welcome to Oakland. You're in the
Thank you.
Yes, we're in the town. What do you hope to take back to Seattle now that you've been here in person at the Fall Forum?
I just love being here with the energy of everyone being in one accord about making the lives of our black and brown boys better, and just being around other like-minded people where you don't have to explain why it's important for us to do this work has just been gratifying within itself. But more than that, the way that I've experienced the curriculum and how the curriculum is prepared and created to really engage students so they can see themselves, and having amazing facilitators who are moving away from the static job of a teacher to a facilitator and being able to see their students on the same level of humanity was really striking to me about how the Kingmakers curriculum seeks to enlighten us about our humanity, inform us about our humanity, and make us whole. And so that was a very, very important part of the conference for me so far.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that. We had three very amazing panels that went on. The first one was very powerful women who are within the industry. We then went on to recruiting and teaching black male teachers. And then today we ended out on the three kings who are in the organization. What was your takeaways from the panels that we had?
So, to understand this work of Kingmakers and to really build systems that work for black and brown boys, it's important that they have educators that look like them, leading them and guiding them. And so the retention panel was very important to me because we have to figure out how to get more black and brown educators in front of our students. We have to figure out how to make teaching sexy for the young people that's coming along, because they matter in transitioning our educational system. So that really interested me, and I really want to dive into that more and see how I can get other like-minded individuals into the teaching profession so that the students are seeing who they are that's in front of them. So that was a very powerful panel for me.
Most definitely. Thank you for those reflections. And my last question would be, did you learn anything new about black male representation that you would say you weren't too sure about, or that you feel reaffirmed in knowing after attending this conference?
No, I mean, the data, is not surprising. I didn't learn anything new far as the data as it exists now. What I did feel was a reinvigoration for the work when I go back home about how to keep this moving forward so those numbers could change in the next 5 years, that we see movement with more black and brown educators in front of them, or the disproportionality is changing within our data because of Kingmakers within existing within the school system. So nothing surprised me, but I am excited about the work that we're doing moving forward to change the data in a positive trajectory for our black males in society.
Most definitely. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. It was a
Anytime.
pleasure.
And I can't wait to see how we both increase the program, but also the representation for our kings that are out there in Seattle, Washington.
Yes.
And a huge shout out to the facilitator at Interagency.
King E is an amazing facilitator, and he sold the program for me before I even met the founders of Kingmakers. So he's a great advocate and representation of the brilliance of this program.
Most definitely. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Have a good one.